even though I don't feel like any of them are as strong right now as like individually as Kaido and Big Mom, I do love the general. If they're all in the same room, like they're not layups anymore. And that's a
Yeah.
really good spot, not just for Luffy to be at, because Luffy's probably been there now for the better part of 40, 50 chapters. But like to Kid to be in that spot, to keep the worst generation still in really good standing, I think is important, especially for Oda long term, because Kaido and Big Mom are not the end game.
No.
So they have to go further.
Yeah. But I think it also they've always established in this show and manga, it's basically like the next generation coming in. And if your next generation is basically just Luffy, it's kind of weird.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
It's like, oh, it's Luffy and Blackbeard, and that's the next generation. And like that's kind of strange, you know?
I think
especially when you've set up the worst generation to be as big as they should be, you know?
No, so I think there's a really good chance. I saw two theories, and I'll run them both by you. Is that so Luffy is king of the pirates, right, at the end of the show, or the end of this series, okay? If Luffy is at the king, the rest of the worst generation that's how the world is supposed to fill out. When Roger was king, everybody that didn't quite make it still made up the rest of the pirate world. Whitebeard was still there. And so in this scenario, if Whitebeard is the second strongest of that generation, Whitebeard would be Kid. Because let's assume Blackbeard dies during this, because Blackbeard's got to die. Law would have his own place. They put Bonnie because this person at least had a lot more significant. They think Bonnie's going to be a lot more significant towards the final arc than everybody else.
Yeah.
But just having the worst generation refill out the world, and that's how you can write off a Kaido, a Big Mom, already writing off Whitebeard, Blackbeard going away, because all those characters should eventually die out. That's just what happens in the world.
Yeah, I mean, they've already kind of set up like their next generation for Kaido and Big Mom's crew.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if for whatever reason Yamato doesn't join the Straw Hats, he can run the Beast Pirates, and you have Katakuri running the family, basically. You already kind of see it with Marco running the Whitebeard Pirates.
Is he running them? Because he's kind of doing solo dolo shit right now.
Yeah, but I mean, like, he took the Whitebeard Pirates and then went to war with Blackbeard and then got his shit stomped. I figured Katakuri would probably stay an emperor on some level. Like, Luffy and him have that dynamic.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, oh, if he's kind of like the Whitebeard to Roger's King of the Pirates, you know, like Katakuri could be that to Luffy in the kind of like an organic way too.
So here's a better way to phrase this. Name your 4 emperors. Let's say that the entire last generation is gone. So Kaido's gone, Big Mom's gone, Shanks gone, Blackbeard's gone. We'll go back down to 4 because I think Luffy's an exception, being a 5th at the moment. So name your 4 emperors of the new world, the new world.
Katakuri, Kid, Law.
That's the one I'm so torn on. I think you're right, but he'd be an odd emperor for me. If I'm trying to make noise, Law's the dude I'm pulling up on. Like, if I got to fight you to take your spot, I'm not fighting Katakuri. I'm not fighting Kid. I'm not fighting Luffy.
Yeah, I don't think Law.
I'm going to throw... Gosh, it'd be funny. I'm going to throw an oddball, and I know he's got to do more, obviously, but I'm going to throw a Rouge as my 4th one.
I was thinking him, but I'm like, we haven't seen a Rouge at all.
But he's been placed in very important spots that makes me think, I think Bonnie's important to the world government, and I think she could be the only worst generation to die because she could be part of a Vegabunk project.
Mm-hmm.
And a Rouge he's just kind of throwing him at us at these random times where it's like, why am I watching this half-naked monk with a wing? And then he meets Kaido, and he's like the first to interact with Kizaru, and they still bring his name, but like, oh, he took out one of Big Mom's commanders. And it's like, so Oda clearly wants this dude, in my opinion at least, to be a bigger part of the story. And I have to assume he's strong because he took out a Sweet Commander.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I can get behind a Rouge. Just because I can't really think of anyone else.
yeah, like Capone would be a weird one.
Nah, Capone doesn't really work. Scratchman is proven that
He's just a bitch.
yeah. Hawkins, I don't see making that play. I love the idea that if it is a Rouge as who becomes the next emperor, I love the idea that Skypia is his territory.
That would be bomb. That would be dope.
Yeah,
That would
can
be
you
super
the
dope.
emperor in the sky? That's
That
awesome.
would, yeah, that would be super dope.
That's incredible.